back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I'm going to make this beautiful gown you're seeing here on the screen. It's going to be a straight cut gown, but if you look at it very well, it has something like a cross. We call it crossing on the upper bodice. So okay, if today is your first time of coming to my channel, you are very welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to like. Don't also forget to share this video with your soulmates. And then also to all my old subscribers, I just want to say thank you very much for always coming back to watch our video. Recently we just hit 400 subscribers and we are still counting. I want to say thank you very much for supporting this channel. I said okay, without much ado, let's go into the class. I'm working with this beautiful fabric. It's a small high target fabric, so I'm working with it. Now to make this clothes, you'll be needing 3.5 yards of Ankara. Okay, so I have more than that here, but I'll be using 3.5 yards of Ankara. The reason why you are going to be using 3.5 is because of the crossing in front. If not, it's supposed to be 3 yards. Okay, so let's start. The shoulder I'm working with here is 15.5 divided by 2 is what? Is 7.75. We should be doing this thing. 7.75. I'll add ½ inch for my sleeve allowance. And then the armhole I'm working with, to get your armhole, you said bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. The bust we have here is 40.5. So we have 8.25. So let's connect our armhole this way and this way. So just let's put the armhole curve. So the next is going to be a neckline. The neckline I'm working with, I'll be using standard 3 inches, 3 inches. Remember, we are making crossing. So I'll cut out the back first. This is for the back. We'll cut out the back first. Sorry, we are cutting out the front first. We are going to use this to trace out the back before we start doing our crossing. So now I'm going to take 1 inch for my shoulder slope. 1 inch for the shoulder slope. So you know the normal measurements now. Okay, so we have the bust point at 10 inches and the under bust at 14 inches. And then I'll be adding 3 inches for my waistline. So we have it at 17 inches. Then I'm going to add extra 1 inch for our allowance. So we're going to add our darts on this. Okay, we're adding our darts. So for this person, I'll be using 4 inches for the darts. Okay, 4 inches for the darts. So I'll take ½ inch on both sides. Hope you're seeing everything. ½ inch on both sides. So I'll come up by 4 inches from the waistline, not from the allowance, from the waistline. I'll come up by 4 inches. So connect. So this is it. So let's start putting our circumference. Okay, the bust is 40.5 divided by 4. We have 10.125. Then I'm going to add 2 inches for what? Our allowance. Then the other bust we're working with is 35. 35 divided by 4 is what? 8.75, which is here. Then I'll add 2 inches for my allowance. And the waist we are working with is 37. 37 divided by 4 is what? So add our 2 inches for what our allowance. So we're going to what connect the lines. So I'm connecting now. So I'll just try and make here a curve. Remember, the human body is not that sharp. So this is it, okay? So we are going to what cut off. So we are cutting it off now. Sorry for the noise you are hearing outside. I'm moving very soon. We just got a new place, so we are moving very soon. That's why you're hearing the noise. Uh, they are helping me to fold my chair, so I'm refolding my chair. The noise is coming from the carpenter outside, so sorry for the noise. The lower bodies. Remember what we removed from the upper bodies was total of 17. Okay, so you're going to place your tape at 17. So we're getting a hip. I'll be using hip of 25 as my hip length, and then the gown I'm working with 45. So I'm using the whole of what the fabric. Okay, so now the waist we are working with is, we said it's 9.25. That's the waist you're working with, 9.25. Here I'll be adding my dart of 1 inch. I forgot to add that on that upper bodice, but don't worry, I know how to manipulate it. I forgot to add the dart allowance, so don't forget to add that allowance like me. So I'll add 2 inches for my what allowance after the dart. Then on the hip area, the hip we're working with is 44 divided by 4, we have 11 inches. 11. So we add 2 inches for what allowance. So whatever I have here on the hip, I'm going to minus 1 inch, okay, because I want it to be penciled. Okay, so I'll minus 1 inch. So we had 11 here, I'll minus 1 inch, so we have 10 inches. Then I'll add extra 2 inches for my allowance. So let's connect our lines from waist to hip. It's here. Then from hip to the gown length. So this is it. So we're going to what? Scrub it off. With this, we're going to cut out the back, adding our zipper allowance. Okay, right? So okay, so this is I folded my fabric into 2 again to cut out the back side. So remember, this is the front part, the lower body is the front part. So I'm going to place it on the folded fabric to get what the back. So don't forget to add your 2 inches for your zipper what allowance. So once we have done that, I'm going to also add put the basic or the upper bodice. That's for the back, because this gown is going to have what zipper on it. It's going to have zipper on it. So this is a 2 inches for my what zipper what allowance. So I'm going to what cut that. Remember, we forgot to add this allowance to the front, so I'm going to add the allowance to what to the back. Sure. So I'm adding the allowance now to the back, so it's coming this way. Okay, that's the 1 inch allowance for to complement this dart. So we have the front and the what and the back parts. That's the skirt, the down part, the lower bodies. Then for the upper bodies, I am going to set this aside. That's the front, and then I'm going to open up what the back. Now for the neckline, I'm going to put the neckline. So put the neck. okay, and the shoulder slope. So once I'm through with this, I'll set this side as apart. So this is the main work. It's from here I'm going to get what? The crossing. Now to get the crossing you are seeing here, you will need 2 of this. So I would advise you to use a pattern paper to do your own, so that you will not waste your what? Your fabric. But because of in case of this tutorial, I wanted to use the fabric so that you understand better. So we are going to cut out another one of this, okay? Okay, so this is the 2 upper bodies you need to get, and they should be all equal. So once you get the 2, you're going to make sure they are facing right side, okay? So this is this material doesn't have front and back, so but I had to mark the left side so that I will not get confused. So now this is the right side. You're going to get also the right side, that is here. You're going to make sure they are equal. So right side facing right side. Make sure they are equal. So this is it, okay? Now once you have them equal, you're going to determine how much open you want it to be. We call it break points. How much opening you want your crossing to be, okay? So I want it to be open as much as 8 inches. So the 8 inches is somewhere around here. So now, and this is the center of this is the center. So I'm trying to mark the center. So this is the center, and this is the 8 inches. So from the neck part here, I'll come in by ½ inch or 1 inch. Okay, let's come in by ½ inch, because you don't want your client to wear it and it's choking her. So I'm going to connect this point towards the break points, okay? So let's connect it. Look for a curve ruler and use it. So this is it. We have connected to the break points. Now you're going to determine where you want it to stop on this area. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come up by 5 inches, okay? So here, you can go low as 4 inches, depend how you want it to be. I want it to be at 5 inches. So from there, I'm going to connect this break point to meet that place. So I hope you can see how I'm connecting it. So I've just connected it, okay? So this is it. So we are going to cut it off, and then you'll see how it looks like. So let's cut off. Ta-da! This is it. So let's place it so that we'll see how it's looking. Can you see? Very simple and easy. So this is the crossing. So if you still want it to go more deeper, you can also you can still do that. But I would want my own to come this way. I want it to come something this way, okay? And so if you look at the picture, it has something like a small cape. So we are going to be putting the cape on this, okay? If you look at the picture, it's an off shoulder, okay? I really want you to understand it. That's why I started with the basic bodice. So we are going to make it an off shoulder now. So to make it an off shoulder, you're going to place this way and also get the back. So get the back. So you're going to place this way. And also you're going to determine how many inches you want to remove from what? The off shoulder. So this is the back here, this is the back, and this is what? The front. So you can see this is the back and this is the front. So you're going to lay them this way, determine how many inches you want the off shoulder what to be. And you know, most times if you are doing an off shoulder, you should go from 4 inches, 5, 6, 7, and whatever you want. Okay, so I'll come down by 4 inches from my off shoulder. Remember, the reason why I had to start from the basic bodies was because I wanted you to understand it even what more. So let's go. 4 inches is what we are removing. So this is our 4 inches. This is the 4 inches. So we are going to what? Cut it off now. So we are cutting it off. 4 inches going off. So just try it out, eh? Try it out, and please, if you're just tuning in and today is the first time of coming to this channel, please just hit that red button below there. It doesn't cost you anything, okay? Just hit it and subscribe so you get more of this. So this is what? The off shoulder, okay? So let me show you so that you see it very well. So this is it. This is it, okay? If you look at the picture here, it's looking curvy around here, okay? So now we're going to come down here by at this shoulder area, we're going to come down by ½ inch, 1.5 inch, okay? So we're going to connect this place and then up. Hope you're following. So if you have this type of ruler, I think you are at an advantage. If you don't have it, use your French curve or use your free hand if you can. So you see how I placed it, or should I put it this way? Okay, so from here this way we are going to connect. So this is it, okay? So we have connected. So let's cut it off. That you're going to cut it off, eh? So this is it. So you see, let's put it together so that you see how it looks like. Bam! You can see how it's looking curved, Abby. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to sew this. I'll show you how to sew it. And then for the back part, okay, I'm going to come down here by 1 inch, okay? So from here, you just connect it, okay? Just to give it more curve on the back neckline. So now if you look at the gown, the front part has something like a cape. Okay, so this is the front part. We're going to put something like a cape round this way. The cape went through this way, then entered into the sleeve area. So now we're going to draft out the sleeve. Like I said, what you have here, we'll measure it this way. We're trying to draft out the cape. So we have total of 23 inches, but you're not going to make it get to that place. So what will happen? You're going to get the particular one you want to be out. I want this one to be okay. I want this one to be inside, while this one outside. So which means we are using this one. So the cape of this one will end somewhere around here. Okay. So let's measure what we have there. So in this case we have 14 inches, then this one 23 inches. So let's map out the cape. So this fabric is folded into two because I'm trying to make the two capes. So you're going to place it this way, okay? We are placing it this way. So I'm going to draw exactly what I have here, okay? So try to trace it out, okay? We are tracing it out. So trace it out. So I've traced it out. So I'll chop it off. Remember, we're trying to make a what? A cape. The reason why I say you're going to use 3.5 yards for this work. So once I've gotten this shape, I'm going to determine how many inches I want to use for my cape. So I want it to be 2 inches. Okay. So you're going to know how many. Want to determine how much you want the cape to be. How much long you want it to be. So I want it to be long. I want the length of this cape to be 2 inches. So I'm going to make it 3 inches. So that by the time I fold this side and fold this way, I will have my what? My 2 inches. So we want that 3 inches. So we mark 3 inches here. So we keep. I remember we are going to need 2 of this. We need 2 of this. One is for the other one, but the other one is at 14 inches. Hope you remember. So let's get 14 inches. So this is it. So this is it here, okay? This is it. So we're going to place it this way, so you can see. Then this one is going to stop somewhere around here. So that's just it. You can see how beautiful it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to cut out the linings, and I'm going to put gum stay on this, iron it, and then we are going to start with stitching. All right, and then I'm going to do the puff sleeve. Okay, I'm going to do the sleeve. Okay, now if you look at this cloth, the cape went through the back. Okay, so I'm going to cut out this puff sleeve, then I will extend what the cape towards to the back side. So now to get this puff, it's just a little pleated puff. So what you're going to do, you're going to get your fabric. You are folding this way. I'm going to fold it this way. So this is the folded part here. I remember it's an off shoulder. Okay, so the off shoulder puff sleeve, I'll take 5.5 inches here. 5 inch and ½ inch for my allowance. It's a regular sleeve. Okay, so remember we minus 4 inches from our off shoulder. Okay, so this is our 4 inches. Then our armhole is, we used 8.25 for the armhole. Okay, so but I want some gathers around this area, so I'm going to add my gathers and allowance. So the gathers allowance I'm adding, I'll add extra 5 inches for my gathers allowance. So I will extend this. Okay, so I'll take my let's assume that this is my gathers allowance, and this is where my sleeve is starting from. Hope you understand. Okay, so I'm going to measure the armhole round. The armhole round of this fellow is 20 inches divided by 2. We have 10. So the 10 is here. Okay, so from that 10, I'll add extra 1 inch for allowance, which is here. So I'll come down straight. Okay, so from there, since I'm making a raglan, I'll go this way. So we cut. Now for the sleeve, we're going to gather here this way. Can you see it? And then we gather here this way. So this is the sleeve. So we are going to put the band here. We put the band here. Then this place is not going to have any band. If you look at the picture I showed you, the cape went through this way. So the cape will act as what? The band for this place. I'll use the cape to turn here up. Okay, so let's cut out the band here. So the sleeve, for the both sleeve. So this is it. So by the time we gather here this way, like this, I'm going to like put the sleeve on it. Okay, we put this band on the sleeve. Okay, so this is the sleeve. So right now we're going to start what? Stitching. I'll cut out my lining and also cut out um, gum stay, okay? Then we'll start what? Stitching. I'm going to start by joining the cape, okay? So I've gone ahead to put my interfacing on the cape. So I'm going to join what's the cape. So this is the cape. I'll join the lower parts of the cape, okay? So once I'm through with joining the lower parts, I'll go ahead and iron the cape. So I've joined the first cape and this is the second cape. So once I'm through with this, I'll turn it out and I'll give it a what? A very nice ironing. So once I'm through with ironing it, I want to start doing the puff sleeve. So that is where I'm gathering the puff sleeve, trying to gather what the puff sleeve so that it will size my band. I have a band of 12 inches, okay? So that's the puff sleeve. So try and gather. You can also use a gather stitch and then you drag, but I just wanted to pleat it, okay? So I pleated mine. So I'm going to bring the band and then I'm going to join this way, okay? And so once I'm through with joining this part, I'm going to fold it inside, okay? If you understand what I mean. I want the rough edges to be inside, so I'll join this way, then I'll turn it the other way around, and you can see I'll turn it that way and also close it up, okay? So that the rough part will be inside of the what? The work. So right now I am trying to join to close up the work, okay? So I'm stitching on top of the fabric, so all the rough edges are what are right inside. So once I am done with joining this, I'm going to continue with the cape. So that's the cape. I've gone ahead to iron the cape. We've ironed the cape, so I'm going to start joining, okay? So now at the upper side of the sleeve, okay, I'm going to also gather it, make a pleat like I did for the what? The bottom parts. Like I did for the, yes, the sleeve round. I'm going to also fold that part that way. So you can also do yours that way, or you can just use a gather stitch and drag, whichever one you want. But I wanted it to look pleated. Okay, so pleat this way. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to bring my upper bodice, okay? I'll bring the up. So this is a puff. You can see this is a puff sleeve. Okay, I'm trying to show you. I don't know if you really saw it. So I'm going to bring the front part. Okay, and then I'll make sure before I start, I'm going to take away 2 inches for 2 inches so that my client, it won't be too big on on my client, okay? I'm taking away 2 inch like you do for your off shoulder. You usually take away 2 inch from your off shoulder. So I also do the same thing on the cape. So I'm going to start joining what? The cape. Remember, I folded the down parts, then the upper parts. I'm going to just join it on the what? On the fabric, and then use the lining to what? To turn it up. So we're going to start what? Joining. So this is it. Okay, just continue watching. Just continue watching. So this is it. I'm joining the cape and what? The fabric. That's for the front side. Okay, remember there's a particular part that is 23, and then the one that will be inside is 14 inches. Okay, I'm doing the one that will be on top, that is 23 inches on. So once I'm done joining that, I'm going to use my lining to what? To turn it up. Okay, if you are doing your cape, make sure you join the bottom part, then the upper part you just stitch it on the clothes and then use your lining towards to cover up. So that's the lining. I also added my interfacing on the lining so that it will when I finish sewing and fold, it looks what? Neat. Okay, so you're going to join it gently, and so once you're done joining, you just what?
you turn up and irons. But I'm going to give it a notch. I didn't know my video was not showing that part, but I was trying to notch the work. So once I'm through with doing that, I'm going to turn out my work. Okay, turn the work up so you can see I've turned it up. You can see how it is looking. Hope you can see it. Okay, so once we are done with that, I'm going to start. I'm going to put the sleeve. So this is the sleeve. Okay, but before I put the sleeve, I really need to extend um the cape. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and extend the cape. But before I do that, I want to turn up other work. Okay, but I'm just going to use, in case of this tutorial, I'm going to use just only one side to illustrate what I wanted you to know. So now this is the sleeve. Now I'm going to get a cape that's exactly 10 inches. Remember the sleeve band is going to be 10 inches. So I'm going to get a cape and join it towards the front cape. So once I do that, I'm going to join the sleeve. Okay. So once I am through in joining the sleeve, I'm going to use my pin to pin what the cape on the sleeve. Okay, so that is it there. I'm trying to pin it. I'm so sorry that I wasn't really getting it. You were not seeing it very well. So sorry about that. But I'm sure you really understand what I am saying. So I'll trim off that excess. Okay, so this is it. So once I'm through with doing that, I'm going to fold it this way. So I hope you understand what I just did there. Okay, so this is it. So I'm going to put it on my girl so that you see it very well. I just did only one part. Okay, so because of this tutorial,
You
so
can see it, how beautiful it's looking, and it extended to this place. And this is the puff sleeve. We're not through with it yet, but I just wanted you to see how it is, so that when you are making your own, it's going to be very easy. Like you see, you see it's the cape. Okay, so as you can see how it went, it's so beautiful, and it's looking nice. I'm going to make, it's a gown. Okay, it's a gown actually, but I wanted you to see how it looks. So
just tell me what you think about this design. Okay, this crossing design. I don't know what to call it. Just tell me what you think about this off shoulder cross design, and please put your comments below. Okay. And do not also forget to subscribe. See you again in my next class. I remain Cynthia. Bye.